So here, also consider that, for example, if you use negative numbers instead of the positive number that we use most usually, it's not going to be very strange. And what happens is that it starts from 0 and then it loops back to the end. So for example, if you write -1, it starts from L, or for example, -5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and it starts from C here. So let's test it. So action 2 equals new string 2, and here we want to start from minus, let's say here, let's call it place, and also print out place. So here we want to know where he went, so the place, the location, whatever. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it starts from -6 to -1. So let's see what's going to be printed out. School, so let's go up to 0, or probably up to the end, and see what happens. Okay, nothing, but here if I write nothing, so zero is not a right one, because if you write 0, it's just the same as writing nothing. So when you write 0, it prints out nothing for you. So you need to write nothing if you want to go up to the end. So writing 0 doesn't make any sense for Python. Okay, that's it. If you can remember, I told you that there are moments when you want to search for something inside your string, and for example, start from that part. So you want to look for James, and then from that moment on, you want to see what happens. For example, the text says, and then James went somewhere. So let me create another string. So here we have new string 3, and here James is in between of this among this string. You can find it somewhere inside the string. Say, and then James went to school. So here we look for James, and then we want to say what happens after James, what James did afterwards. So another time here we write action 2 equals new string, but here is new string 3. And here to find Jack used find function. So here new, again we use new string 3 dot find parentheses and use Jack. So we look for Jack. Where is Jack? Inside of this string, and then we're going to find it. And after finding James, why did I use Jack? Okay, we want to know where James is, and then after that we want to see what happened. Okay, James is in the string right here, so it finds it and then prints out this part. Okay, let's see whether it prints out went to school or prints out James went to school. And then we're going to modify this accordingly. So let us also print action 2. Save it and run it. Okay, it starts from James went to school. So it starts from the beginning. So what did James do? James went to school. So if we want to start with what James did, because we know the length of this name, it equals 5. So here we write plus 5, and let's save this. Let's see what happens. And it says went to school, right? So pretty much cool, right? Here we have James went to school, so it looks for James. And if we don't want the sentence not to contain James itself, the name itself is not going to be placed inside the sentence. So we look for the length of James and write it here. In order to make it more beautiful, we can write len. So if you don't want to count the character that you're looking for, you can write len James and plus, and let's save it, run it. It's a much more professional code, because here the other developers will be able to understand what is the meaning of 5. So for example, if you count it for yourself, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and write 5 here, maybe the other developer that comes along and want to develop your code, they won't understand what is 5 for, why did you use it. But if you here write len James, they will understand that 5 is used for the length of the James, and because you don't want to contain the James inside the sentence that you want to print out, then you're using plus len James, and then it's going to start from the sentence after the James. So what did James do? James went to school. Okay, that's it for finding and slicing. So here one of the functions that is very useful is .find, and we also got familiar with how to find and slice different parts of a string. These are very important, especially if you want to have a kind of an automation of finding through a text, or apply some kind of artificial intelligence or AI, machine learning. These are very important. So learning strings generally, like I told you before, is very useful in different circumstances where you're developing a web application or you're using it for data science. This is a very important part because it is directly brought inside databases or places that you want to store data, such as JSON files, Excel files. We're going to explain them later in our tutorials. So hope you've enjoyed this part and it's been useful for you, and in the next tutorial we're going to cover other parts of strings.